This is Israel. This is Palestine. Both are on the same land that both call we all have a home. They say home is where your heart is. History says, oh well, the people of Israel came to this land, and the people of Palestine who are sitting on this land were not believing that they own the land, because they understand that no human on history's trajectory has ever owned land. Because they understood that land is owned by the creator of land. And so if you, as a human being, have the ability to create land from nothing, then you can call yourself an owner of the land. But anyone in society that owns a condominium, an apartment, a home, a land, cannot even dare to really believe that they're an owner, because an owner is someone who invents it from zilch, zero, and turns it into an infinite world, which right now every country is. And so this country represents the reality of the whole humanity on planet Earth. The whole world has war. A war that starts within yourself. Before you fight with your beloved, before you fight with your family, your friends, there's a fight that's going on within you. This war stems from the same feeling of just wanting to be at home. Now, the Palestinians who are in the faith called Islam and the Israelis who are in the faith called Judaism are actually not any different, because they already both believe in a power beyond them. They both believe this power came down with a book. They both believe this power has the power to help them in life. So there's not really any misunderstandings. It's more like they're racing for who's going to get grandmother's first bite when she gives food to all the grandkids. And what they're really competing for is to feel more at home by convincing themselves that they have the illusion of ownership, which gives them the ability to own the land and not let someone in the house and let someone in the house. But the Palestinians who have taken the religion of Islam and have applied it in their life, they have actually learned from a man who's by the name of Prophet Muhammad. This man has taught them the language of love called peace, which is the meaning of the religion's name, Islam, to surrender. You're only at peace in the path of loving somebody when you surrender to giving your beloved's wishes the sensory feeling of fulfillment by sacrificing your own delusionary desire you call a dream to own the land and be the king of an empire and control the world with your fingertips on top of the mountain called an office in the clouds. It's all a lie. But we tend to understand that, oh, this is right, this is wrong, or they're so bad, they're so good. We don't know anyone's inner world of war. But we do know that every human being in the history of humans on planet Earth, at least, has had this feeling that society chooses to call love. And so this love has the strange power of manipulating your human logic. And it gets you to become very emotional with that frustration. So Netanyahu is on one side of the dining table, and Mahmoud Abbas of Palestine is on the other side. And it's like they know grandmother's coming with the big pot of food in the middle. But they're just trying to get the good bite. They're just trying to get the good vibe. See, the Palestinian people, they let you in the home because in the Arab mentality, the hospitality is not just for your friends and family, it's for humanity. So you come over, you want to hang out on the property, welcome, welcome. So they let them in. Now, their immense overflow of love was so unconditional, so different from the mechanism that any country operates by. And so they gave so much love at the entrance of the door of their calling land, Palestine, which they know they don't own. So hence they're so free in their love, which then led for the homeless people on the streets called Israelis back in the day, for example, the story says, were welcomed inside with open arms. There is no price you have to pay to sleep on our beds. There is no tax we're going to take on the food that you want to plant. We're going to give you everything as if you are part of our inheritors, as if you're part of our bloodline, as if you are our own son or daughter. And so that has become a means of the painful people who have never had a home, who have believed that they will deserve the promised land one day, who are searching for where that day is and when will it come and where is the land, finally are given the chance to get the land. So they go and they get it and they get attached to that love. Because when you're void of love, you become attached to it if you get a glimpse of it. But now they're showing us another glance of their pain. Because they're hearing the news that they're going to get evicted. So they're like, no, 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 no. Because of their suffering in the past, they are now coming up with mechanisms to protect their people from what? From being kidnapped, from being kicked out, from being cursed. So they're creating a narrative on the news. They're putting all this drama. It's like, if you really want it, just say it straight. So they are behaving in a way that is so unethical, even though we're calling it ethnic cleansing. And they are killing constantly, as if it's lighting up a cigarette, right? And no matter what they're doing, it's not working because the Palestinians are so in love that they're not leaving. And they never asked the Jews to leave. It's just the Jews need to believe that they are worthy of love and they can be abundant in their compassionate and become philanthropist humans like the Muslims, and they can share the land without getting attached to that based on their insecurity, and they can give up the illusory sense of ownership, which is what they have at the moment, but they can just give in to surrendering to the fact that Al-Mumit, the giver of death, God's name, has the power to manifest death. And ultimately, Netanyahu's gonna die. So is Mahmoud Abbas. So grandma will come on the table and still feed the grandkids if the two heads of the grandchildren are gone. So all the Palestinian people and the Muslim, Jewish, Tel Aviv, Israeli people, Gaza people, they're all gonna just eat the food. That's what they're hungry for. They don't care if they're in different faiths and they look differently. Because when we were all children, we didn't give thought to hey, why do you look different? Or why do you pray in that way? Or why are you not eating the food that I eat? Like, why don't you dress the way I dress? They don't think like that. So no Palestinian in essence, and no Israeli in essence, ever actually judged each other. They never hurt one another. They never hated each other. It's not who they are deep down, because as children, it's against human nature to behave in this way that is currently being presented on televisions and screens called news that we trust. And so I don't believe anyone knows what really is going on. I don't believe the news, which I come from a family of 103-year-old newspaper, so I can speak by experience. And I'm also involved in the film industry, so I understand the mediums of communication called videography. And there's a lot of darkness online that presents this, that, right, wrong, good, bad. But we don't know the light and the light. We don't know the dark and the dark. We'll never really know the state of the hearts of the humans in either part of the land that none of them will ever own. So they're playing a game in the casino, hoping to get rich and win the lottery. Now, one party is having the compassion and the humbleness to not be all cocky and put it up like, hey, I'm a muscle model. They're like, listen, I'm gonna get beat up. You wanna bully me? I'm the little kid in high school, I'll get beaten up in the locker, which is currently the people of Gaza. And the people in charge of the armies of Israel who are commissioned to do these works, they are aware of what they're doing. And it's probably hurting them deep down. But they're in the equal level of pain like the Palestinians. And if only they could become vulnerable with one another and be honest about their inner fears and doubts and insecurities, and just have an open dialogue and talk and have a conversation. The trilogy of love will come back, and they will realize that maybe the solution is we let our daughters and sons get married to one another. And then the love will flow even more, and the hate will disappear forever, because then there won't be the concept of a Jew and a Muslim, or an Israeli and a Palestinian. It'll be one. Hence, the future generations better start marrying the Jews if you're a Muslim, and if you're a Jew, marry the Muslim. Y'all find each other attractive. May God give me a good Jewish girl. And I am Muhammad Ali, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to witness this war in 1 year, because it has taught me a lot. The wise woman that I love, Sarah Shamsan, she taught me that all is fair in love and war. And I asked her why. And she said, when in love, you can be forgiven by any means necessary. And there's no limit of a red line you could cross, because anything can be forgiven if it's from love. And that's a responsibility of a tawwab, the infinite source of forgiveness. God has the only power to manifest the forgiveness and give people what they truly need, because he understands the hearts of the humans. He understands why they are in hurt and why they're hurting others. It's so rooted in sadness, but God sees that. So how can God judge that? How can God hate that? How can God curse that? Why is God still giving Netanyahu and all the army officers breath? Why is he giving them food? Why is he giving them the ability to even see and shoot. Because he knows, and Allah is my witness, that their kiss is the kill. They're just trying to kiss their wife at home. But the price they have to pay is they have to kill the neighbor. And that neighbor has the strength in their soul to cope with that loss. In love, we trust. So I believe class dismissed.